for this devotional, John 8:58. Jesus said to them, "Most assuredly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am." Before Abraham was, I am. I want to talk about the I am that still is. Kind of a silly topic, but I hope you get what I'm saying. The I am that still is. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but every generation seems to tag Jesus with a different type of title, not just generationally, but situationally. We seem to put a particular title on Jesus based on circumstances. I mean, even if you look back in biblical history, the Pharisees, they saw him as a threat, and the Romans saw him as a disturbance. The Greeks, if you remember, they saw him as a philosopher. Um, and even in today's culture, there seems to be a opinion of Jesus more as a teacher, a coach, and influencer. We tend to associate our relationship with Christ based on certain things that are going on in our society. Um, each age of time seems to shape him through our circumstances. Uh, the oppressed, for instance, see him as a liberator. The lonely, when you're talking to people who are struggling and feel lonely, they're going to see him as a friend. The sick, if you go to any hospital and you talk to any person of faith in that hospital, they are going to reference Jesus as a healer. If you're in a courtroom and there's a need for a person to be saved from the judge's sentence, they're going to reference Christ as a savior. So we tend to label Jesus according to circumstances. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because it really is a good thing. Uh, but Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. So what he's doing there, he's embracing every label. He's not saying I used to be or that I would be one day. He's saying I am. He stands above culture. He stands above time, and he stands above opinions. He says, no matter what the situation, what the circumstances, what the time, I am. Not going to be, I am now. In this verse, as I normally do, I see a few things that I want to bring out. There is the continuity of his presence. I am means Jesus exists outside of time. Before the clock ever ticked or tocked, he was. And he didn't say I was, he said I am. He was before Abraham. He was before creation even. He was before sin. Before our problems began, he had the answer. So we don't have to get all bent out of shape because we now have a problem, because before that problem ever started, he already had the answer. Before we had a need, he had the supply. When seasons change and people fade, he remains the same. He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. There is a continuity of his presence. I am. Then there is that completeness of his sufficiency. When Moses asked God for his name in Exodus chapter 3, God said, I am that I am. That continuity, completeness of his sufficiency. And that statement left kind of an open-ended statement because God knew every generation would have different needs. There's a need today for Christ. Not saying that that need did not exist prior, but it's more obvious now. It's more of a need now for certain things to take place. We need Christ now to liberate. We need Christ to correct. And whatever the need is, he is that. He is complete in his sufficiency. Whatever you need, that's what he is. That's what he's saying. Whatever you need me to be, that's what I am. When you see him talking to people that were hungry, he would say, I am the bread of life. When there were people in darkness, he would say things like, I am the light of the world. When people were in isolation, he would say, I am the door. He became or presented himself as whatever that situation called him to be. And whatever your situation is, whatever you need him to be, he declares again, I am. Every human, every human um, has a need for him, and he is the meter, he is the sufficiency of that need. He says, I am completeness of his sufficiency. Whatever you need, that's what he is. And then there is the constancy of his power. When you read that story, the crowd picked up stones because they understood his claim. When he says, before Abraham was, I am, they were ready to stone him. Not because he lied, but because he told the truth. He revealed who he was. He was showing his power. I've got the power to do whatever I want to do because I am. When he says I am, he was connecting himself to God. And they knew that he was now claiming to be God himself, showing his power. And then we see a confident his nearness. And because he is, we are never alone. That's a powerful statement because somebody needs to hear that day. You are never alone. He's not the God of memories or future dreams. He's a God of now, the God of now. But wherever you stand, if it's in confusion, if it's in weariness, if it's in waiting, he stands there too. And the amazing thing, he can be where I am and where you are at the same time because he is omnipresent. And even when you don't feel him, he's still there. He's still there. He's always near. I am. I know that's a word that we have used throughout Christendom, and we kind of read it and we say it without really giving it any real focus. But when we say I am, whatever you face today, he is. He is. Provider, he is. Supplier, he is. Waymaker, he is. Miracle worker, he is. Promise keeper, he is. Light in darkness, he is. Whatever you need, that's what he is. He says before Abraham was, I am. So today you have been challenged to read John 8 and pay close attention to 8:58 because he says before Abraham was, I am. Every generation keeps redefining Jesus, but he does not need redefinition. He needs recognition. You don't have to redefine him, just recognize him. Just know that he's there. He's not just yesterday's Savior trying to stay relevant. He is the eternal now of God. So whatever your sentence may be today, if it's I'm tired, if it's I'm wearied, I'm worried, I'm hurting, let him finish it. Because he says, I am strength, I am peace, I am still God. He's still the I am that he was even then. He's the I am that still is. And you can depend on him. You can trust him. Whatever he did for Moses, he can do for you. Whatever he did in creation, he can do for you. He can speak to nothing that's in your life now, just as he did in the beginning. He has not changed.